think about it. They'll take as many leads as possible as long as the conversion rate stays the same and the cost per lead stays the same, right? Well, obviously, we try to lower the cost, and it would be that much better of a business. But at the end of the day, any advertiser would welcome paying $100 all day and night if they're going to make $240. Hey, what's up, performance marketers? Welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you guys and show you a real example of applying surveys to your lead gen strategy with a client. I was speaking to somebody earlier today, and they have an e-commerce business. And what that means is that they sell product. They ship something from warehouse to a client, to a customer. Right? So a customer goes on, they buy something, and then it gets shipped out to the customer. It's an online business. And we're talking about generating leads and creating a lead flow process for their marketing strategy. And we're implementing surveys to do so. So I just want to take you through like a high level of a quick, what do I do with them? How do I go about doing this to decide on what the direction of this survey is going to look like? And you guys can kind of put some pieces together. But ultimately, the first thing I want to do is I want to look at who's the customer. And I also want to look at how many products do they have. Is it multiple products, or is it just one core product? So in this instance, there were multiple products, and they have probiotics, and they have a weight loss, and they have a hemp product. And they're targeting females anywhere from like 25 to 50. And you can go into more detail about that, but for the sake of this example, we're going to skip it. But so the point is, when we looked at the multiple products that they had, one of the ways that we would have to decide on how we're going to segment is if we're going to be promoting multiple products or just that one core product. So what I like to call in the segments is either we're going to be matching multiple products to different segments, or we're going to take all of our segments and then we're going to then funnel them all through to create perception that the core offer is the solution for their needs. So it's either matching or perception. In this instance, weight loss, probiotic, and the hemp, CBD. CBD is only approved in certain states. So that limits us, right, on when you're buying. So if we're out there and we're generating leads, there's going to be some qualifications. But we made a decision that we were going to focus on one of the products. So the idea is that the client is going to go back and look and get some more information on who their customer is, like how are they buying, what are they buying, as much information as they can get so that they can come back and say, okay, like we're going to go and do the probiotic. That's the most popular. This is the highest perch product, right? So they're going to go and get some information. But for me, it's more, okay, well, what's the goal on the back end? And there were a few things that we talked about. One is they have a community, a Facebook community. So we could be driving somebody to a survey, taking them through the flow, and at the end, giving them the ability to join this private Facebook group so that they can join the community. And then the advertiser will have the person's email address to communicate with them that way, in addition to getting them into the Facebook group. But if they wanted to try to sell something right in the back end, then the things that they can do is on the back end is like giving a coupon for a purchase, or a buy one, get one free, having samples of the product that they can test, right? Or free shipping. So those are a few of the options that we have that we can see which one converts better. Right? You go out, you never really know what's going to convert, and that's why you test. Data is going to tell you whether it's working or not. But so once we figure out the product, we figure out the segment, we figure out the survey goal, we're in a pretty good position now to know what we're going to do next, right? So we come up with our survey hook. In this instance, if it's probiotics, what probiotic fits your stomach issues? Something along those lines, right? And then you create your segments on all the people, which is like people that feel bloated or have gas, maybe they're constipated, or have the runs, right? So you segment them by those different issues, and then based on where they fall is where you're going to now focus on that area on the outcome page. But so once we do that, we set up our questions, we get the lead opt-in, we have our outcome, we're all set, we know where we're going to drive traffic. What happens now is it's the acquisition strategy, right? So the questions I have for anybody that's going to be doing this, for this client, is, all right, well, now what's the lifetime value of your customer? The reason we want to know what the lifetime value of the customer is because we want to know what the customer acquisition allowable that you have, right? What's your budget? So in this instance, it's like, to give you an example, if there's the lifetime value of a customer is $240, then let's say that you're going to use $100 as your allowable, the amount of money you can spend to acquire a customer. Okay, so for us, knowing that, we can now look at the survey to figure out what we can afford on a lead basis, right? So we don't know what we can click or afford, right? So it's going to come down to a bunch of different factors. And it comes down to this, right? If your allowable is $100 and now you're going to go out and start buying traffic, clicks, if you're paying on a CPC, it's how many people click, go through the process, and then sign up as a lead opt-in and get to your outcome page, right? That would be a lead. Now, from that point on, you'd want to say, of X amount of leads that I get, how many people convert into a customer? So let's call it, for easy numbers, let's say you generate 1,000 leads, okay? So on 1,000 leads, let's say that you now spent $5,000, okay, on the test. So you generated 1,000 leads, $5,000 you spent. So at that point, you just divide 1,000 by the 5,000, right? And you get $5 cost per lead. But you don't know if it worked or not. You don't know if you can afford $5 or not, right? So what we have to look at, the client has to look at as well, is what's the conversion rate going to be? So on those 1,000, if you spent $5,000 and now you got 1,000 signups, can you back it out? And you just said you have an allowable of $100. So how many sales do you need? So you take the $5,000 of media spend and you divide it by 100, right? So in that case, I believe that's 50 sales. Okay, so you would need to get 50 sales off of those 1,000 leads. And that's the metric that you're going to go out and test and see, right? And, is it possible that you can get that? What is that, a 5% conversion rate, right? It's not crazy. It's not crazy. And if that's the case and we're able to do that, think about it. They'll take as many leads as possible as long as the conversion rate stays the same and the cost per lead stays the same, right? Well, obviously, we try to lower the cost and it would be that much better of a business. But at the end of the day, any advertiser would welcome paying $100 all day and night if they're going to make $240. So I just wanted to show you guys this, right? This is how you apply a survey to your lead generation marketing plan when you have a business, right? So this is for any e-commerce type of business. You could do it if you're in the services, if you're a dentist or a chiropractor, right? If you're a coach, if you're trying to get people to get onto a webinar, or you're trying to sell somebody high ticket, or a mastermind. So in any event, I just wanted to show you guys that. I hope it was helpful. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon. All right, be good. Bye-bye.